rusty. Rusty. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Midwest Stitches channel. My name is Danielle and this is my channel all about my making, knitting, crocheting, sewing, project bag making, etc. Today is March 28th, 2023. It is about 4 p.m., kind of late in the day, but I just got done with work. And this is episode 29. It's kind of crazy. We're almost at 30. Welcome back. It's been a couple weeks and I can't believe it's the end of March. I don't know about you, but it's like the month was here and it went and here we are. Springtime, I have really bad allergies, so I've been struggling this month. So that's kind of why I didn't record a video. So that's that for me. So, so grab a cup of something, and I've got water because it's afternoon, and let's catch up. There's lots to talk about, a lot. Okay. You can find me on Instagram at midwest.stitches or on my website at midweststitches.com. And you can also find me on Ravelry at Midwest Stitches, all one word. And if you do go over there to my Ravelry page, you will see that I have added some projects here and there. I'm just trying to get on there and add in old projects as I can. I don't have that many, so it's been a little bit easier, but I'm just going through and kind of adding my old projects so that I can kind of play catch up, if you will, and just kind of have that as a digital record in my Instagram. So you'll see that if you'll like see old ones pop up, like 6 at a time or something. I didn't do all 6 projects at once. I'm just adding old ones in. Anyway, so today we have finished objects, whips, a few acquisitions or new things, if you will, and I'm going to talk about my April plans, my April cast-ons, show you the yarn I'm going to use for those, and what else? Oh, some project bag ideas that I wanted to kind of run by you guys and see what you think, because I've been kind of pondering things and just letting things kind of marinate in my mind on ideas. So anyway, without further ado, let's go into finished objects. So, gotta take a drink real quick. I've been needing the water lately. So, if you remember from the last episode, I was working on some DK weight socks that were a gift. Those I don't have with me. They've already been gifted. Those were for my mom's mom, my grandma, for her birthday, it's actually in April, but my mom was going out there for a week, so I hurried up and finished them, and those were gifted to her, and she said they fit. She loves them, so I'm super happy about that. That's the first time I've ever knit her anything, and I sent a few knitted dishcloths as well, and she loved those, and my mom actually snagged one from the stack. So I will put a picture here over my face, something. And so I did those were DK weight, fingering weight held double. That was with the pumpkins and wool yarn. And I did the DK weight vanilla sock pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. I knit my DK socks on 2.75 millimeter needles because of my gauge, and I knit the large size for those. So they still went really quick even with the large size. So there's my first finished object. My second one, I had talked about this yarn. I don't remember if it was last time or if I talked sometime earlier about things I wanted to knit, but I pulled this from my big bag of yarn that I did around the beginning of the year, my gift yarn bag, if you will. And I have already planned out like who the yarn is for and what it's going to be, just to make it easier when I pull the yarn. I know what project to make. Anyway, this was also from Pumpkins and Wool. This was the, it's all folded in half. It was the Lucky Charms sock set. And here are the finished socks. There you go. So these, it was obviously a set with a mini, and the contrast color, it's not really a white, it's more of like a grayish white, but not a grayish, not a gray beige, it's more of a gray white. It's as you can tell. So there's that. And these are going to be for Adrian. These are going to be a Christmas gift because he loves Lucky Charms cereal. Anyway, sorry about that. I knit these on a 2.25 millimeter needle, the size medium, 64 stitches, and I did 15 rounds for the cuff, 25 rounds for the leg. So I'm going to put these in probably a bag or a basket or something with gift stuff. And I do have right around 50 grams left of that skein. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make socks for myself out of it or not. We'll see. With all of my yarns that have 50 grams left, at least 50 grams, I'm putting those all in one bag because I know I can get a pair of shorty socks for me out of them if I want to. So I'm just putting them aside as opposed to my scrap bag, which has like 10 grams, you know, all that stuff. Oh, I got it. I got it. Okay, so my third finished object, if you can believe it, if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen these, are these shorties. Ooh, hold that up a little better. There we go. So this was the, where's my tag? This was from Freckled Whimsy, and this was her yarn of the month. Oh, there it is. Yarn of the month for February, and this is my lucky yarn. So these are obviously for me, another shorty pair, and you can see they do not match, and I don't care. I wasn't trying to get them to match. And for these, I actually did, I did 8 rounds for the cuff again, like the other pairs I've showed, but this time I only did 3 rounds for the leg, just to kind of see, does that really make a difference? And to me it does. I prefer the 5 rounds, just kind of a FYI. And for this one, this was the first one I did, if you, right there on the sole of the foot, I did a slip stitch pattern right after the gusset decreases were done. I had talked about that previously, and I just wanted to see how that would fit. I did use the same needle size. I didn't go up. I figured with just being on the 1/2, it would be okay. And it was. But it made it hard to measure the sock because obviously the slip stitch pattern affects the row gauge and the tightness of the pattern or the fabric. So it made, obviously the top of the sock was longer than the bottom, so it made it a little tricky to measure. They still fit just fine because I just kind of worked that out, but I don't really know that it makes a difference with the fit. I did try these on once I was done with the second one, and I think I just prefer just the vanilla. I don't have a problem with this particular shorty recipe, if you will, falling off my foot. It fits really well, and I really enjoy it. So I think after this experiment with the slip stitch pattern, I'll just stick with the vanilla for me, and that's okay. So now I know, but happy to have these done. I can add this to my pile of shorties. So there's that. And my fourth finished object, oh, is actually a sewing project. So I might start including these here and there. We'll see. Just to kind of show you guys different things I like to make. So these are going to look a little weird, but I'll tell you what they, all about it in here in a minute. So I made a pair of shorts for myself. So here they are. They look, I have to lean all the way. They look a little funny. So this pattern is actually a pants pattern, a leggings pants pattern that I bought online from, it's from Green Style Creations. It's called their Flared Leggings. And I just made a shorts version, one, because I had this fabric, I didn't have enough to make pants, and I wanted to test out the pattern with just a shorts version before I went with full length pants. And this is very long because this is the yoga waistband option. So you can either keep it like this or you can fold it down. And the pants, the leg length, I think I did 8 inches or so. So they come about a couple inches above my knee. Anyway, I made these, one, because I wanted to try out the pattern, and two, this is made with very stretchy material, and I wanted them for working out because I don't have a lot of, I have gym shorts, but they're like the windbreaker fabric. So they if you're running or walking or whatever, they tend to shimmy up your thighs, your inner thighs. And these won't do that because they're fitted around your legs. So this is the same double brush polyester fabric that I use for my yarn cozies. And it's pretty affordable. And I will probably show off some pants that I'm going to make next. And this pattern does come with pockets, so that's nice. Leggings I have from the store, at least the ones I've had for years now, don't have pockets on them. I think they make pockets on them now, but I don't like those pants from the store because now, instead of them being made with like a cotton lycra or cotton spandex blend, they're made with mostly polyester and spandex, and they're like the compression fabric. I don't enjoy that. That is I find that very uncomfortable. And they're mostly like straight leggings, so all the way down, like a fit all the way to your ankle. And this pattern is a flared legging, so it's more like a jeans or something pattern, but you make it with obviously stretch material. So there's those. And I just playing around with my sewing machines, and in my effort to use up more of yarn, fabric, other materials, just to kind of think of creative ways to use up those scraps of things that I have. So there's that. And that is all my finished objects. Okay, so works in progress. I have not worked on my Hocus Pocus shawl since the last time I showed it, the last episode. I've just kind of left that in limbo for right now because I am, what I'm calling my focus project for crochet or knitting, like long term, is going to be my cowl. I'm going to focus on that first to get that done, and then once that is done, then I will work on my shawl, and that'll be I'm calling my focus project, besides socks or other things. So I do have a new sock cast on. It is in this window bag I made last year for Valentine's Day. I had like 10 of these. This is very limited. So I'm not really a fan of zipper bags anymore, if you know that. I love my snap bags, but I do love this one. So the yarn I am using for this pair, this is another gift pair. This is Cherry Cordial. This was from Yarnable 2021, I believe. And I have 2 skeins of this actually because I loved it so much. And I have it in this, my Vintage Rose yarn cozy. There's the yarn. And I'm actually almost done with the first sock. So I finished my Freckled Whimsy shorties on Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night, this past Saturday night. And Sunday, I immediately cast on my next pair. And here it is. So I am to the toe. I got to the toe at lunch today. So I'm going to put that in. And this is 56 stitches, so it's going really, really quick. It's a smaller size sock. But look how pretty that is. Oh, I love the way the pink is pooling on the yarn. I think it looks so good. And then if you look really close, the colors are like a dark brown and a light brown. It reminds me of, like when I've been knitting on it, the dark brown and the light brown. What are those cookies called? I cannot think. Fudge stripes, I think. Anyway, it reminds me of that. And honestly, when I got this yarn in the mail and I caked it up 2 years ago, I was really uncertain if I was going to like it because the colors, you know, I was like, oh, I don't know. But now that I've knit this sock up for a gift, I can't wait to make myself a pair. I'm really excited about that. So, this is, like I said, 56 stitches. I'm knitting them on 2mm needles because this is an 85-15 blend. I did 20 rounds for the cuff, 40 rounds for the leg, slip stitch, heel flap. Yeah, and these will be done today. I'll get the toe done tonight, and then I will start the second one. This was actually on my list, my mental list for April cast-ons, but I decided I would just go ahead and start them early. When I started them on Sunday, so I had about, a week left in the month, and I figured, why not? Go ahead and start them. And since I did start these on Sunday, obviously it took me less than 3 days because I didn't work on them a lot yesterday. So about 2.5 days to finish the first sock. So I should have this pair done before April 1st. And that is super exciting to me because then April, this would be my April gift because I'm trying to do one gift pair a month, one pair for me. So my gift pair will be done early. So there's those. And the last project I want to update you on is my cowl. So, if you remember last time, I don't have a marker. I didn't put a marker in. Maybe this was my marker. I don't know. I have this marker here on the side, so I might have done that much. So this is how far I've gotten. So this was modeled after the Advent Wallop cowl, but I wasn't using minis. However, in a turn of events, I set this aside for the last week or two after I did the last podcast, after I did that little bit, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue with it. So I thought, okay, just set it aside, think on it, just take a breather from it. So in that time, I worked on other things, etc. And last week I got this idea in my brain. And if you follow my stories on Instagram, you will have seen the picture of this, but I got this idea for a crochet version of this. And it was like late at night and I thought of it and I went to bed and I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was like, I was dreaming about it, and the next day I just had to start it to see if I could make it work, and I think it will, and I'm really excited about it. It's not a pattern or an idea that I've seen anybody else do. I did a little Google, YouTube searching, and I found some that were similar to this, but not really. And they used thicker yarn. So I'm using fingering weight yarn. So I'm working on a crochet version, and here's what I have so far. And as you can see, it is the granny stitch. And I think this looks so beautiful, especially in this yarn. It looks so fun. And this is in the round, crochet in the round granny stitch. And my plan is to knit up this first skein, because I have 2 of these. That's why I didn't frog that other one. So I could just experiment with this and see if the concept would work. So my plan is finish up this first skein, and then in between the 2 full skeins, I have 3 minis that I showed before that kind of coordinate with this for my row 1. And I'm going to use half of each of those. So they're each 10 grams. So I'm going to use 5 grams of each color as kind of a color transition. And then at the very end, I will use up the other 3. So there'll be 2 blocks, I guess, at either end, if you will, with the solid colors. I think that will look okay. And it's crochet, so it's enough to frog it. So anyway, and then my plan is to join the 2 ends of the tube, just like the wallop cowl, and it be a crochet version, I guess, of that. And then I've already started thinking, you know, if this works out, because I'm using the same yardage of yarn, about 240 grams. I was thinking I could use some minis that I have and make kind of an Advent version. And maybe it would be a nice Advent project for, you know, this year. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. Stay tuned. I'll let you know. Because I just think it's nice to have a crochet version. Oh, and for this, I am using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. And I just wanted a little bit of a bigger gauge, but it still looks very nice. So I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to look so beautiful. And even with the holes that are in it, I still think, because if I make it as long as the wallop cowl is supposed to be, I should be able to wrap it 3 times. So I still think it will be plenty warm regardless. So, but I will keep you updated on that. That's this will be my focus project for the month of April. I figured out how much yarn I use in one round, so I know how much I need to do a day to essentially have it done before the end of April. And that's what I'm going to do, because honestly, knitting on the other version, I was kind of feeling like it was a slog, and I just really wasn't wanting to pick it up. But this, I'm really wanting to work on it because it's mindless, it's easy, and of course with crochet, if you drop your hook out of it, it's easy to crochet back what might have been ripped out, as opposed to knitting. If you drop stitches, it's a nightmare for me to pick them back up. I have such a hard time with that. So there's that one. And that's actually the last whip that I have. So let me show you some of the new things that I have gotten in this last couple weeks. So the first things that I got, I actually saw these at Joann's. I'll show you this one I haven't done anything with yet. So they have a brand called Knit and Crochet, and they have fingering weight hanks of hand-dyed yarn. Here is one of them. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that. So that's my dog. So this is actually 100% cotton fingering weight yarn, hand-dyed yarn. They do have some sock yarn that's a 75-25 wool polyamide blend. And then they have a wool polyamide in Lurex, which I think is like Stellina. It's sparkly. But they have quite a few options. So when I saw this, I was like, what? I couldn't resist. They were on sale. They're like $10 normally, but it was like $7.99 or something per hank. So I figured, okay, I'll buy 2. I got this color and this color. So my plan for this, because it's 100% cotton, what I want to do is I want to make up dishcloths with fingering weight cotton yarn, because the worsted weight versions, while those are very quick to knit, one, the thicker yarn kind of hurts my hands and the bigger needles, and I've talked about that in the past. And number 2, it's also heavy on my hands when they get wet, when you're washing dishes or whatever. So I don't enjoy that. I know a lot of people love them, and I I was like, okay, if I can find a fingering weight cotton yarn, I could make up the same version just in fingering weight, and it would be lighter weight, etc. And obviously it's going to take a lot longer to knit to the size that I like. But I had looked online, and Hobby, however you say that company, they had fingering weight cotton yarn, but you know, you have to order like a certain amount to get free shipping and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know the quality of it, that cotton yarn. So I figured I would try this first, see if I like how those turn out and how many I can get with this amount of yarn, and go from there. So this is, you get the same amount as you get with other fingering weight yarns, 472 yards. Actually, I think that's a little more, and 100 grams. And this one I did start. I haven't gotten very far because I've been working on other things, but I'll show you like just the teeny tiny dishcloth that I started, and that's so cute. So I am using the same pattern, basically the no holes version of that dishcloth pattern that's out there. And instead of going by the stitch count in the pattern, I'm just going to measure the diagonal and see if it's to the size that I want, because obviously the stitch count's gonna be different. So I'm hoping to work a little bit more on that in April and at least finish up one and report back. So if you have a local Joann's, or if you shop online, go check out that yarn. I mean, it's hand dyed. They did have some very beautiful colors in all three types. So if you're looking for a more affordable option, that's out there for you. And it's really hard to find fingering weight yarn, sock weight yarn, or sock yarn in general at the big box stores. So I was excited to see that option. Okay, the next one, I know I talked about how my purchases will be very thought out and curated. Well, I bought a lot of Daisy Stitch Co. yarn to add to my stash. To be fair, these are all 50-gram skeins, and I'm so excited about them. I think Shelly offers these with almost every yarn she puts out, 50-gram options. And I saw these colors and I went on her website, and at first I wasn't going to, I was like, oh, I like one or two colors from this collection. And then I saw she had 50-gram options for every single one, and I could not resist. So this is from her Yellowstone collection. So this color is, this is Casey Dutton, and I've recently become obsessed with Yellowstone, and I'm very late to the game on that one, but the show is so good. But do not watch it around children. PSA in case you don't know. That is definitely an adult show. This color is Rip Wheeler. This is Monica Dutton, which look how beautiful those colors are. Love that, love that. And this is Beth Dutton. And because they're 50 grams, I can get a pair of shorties, and I will have roughly 5 grams left from each, give or take, when I'm done. And so it's very little leftovers, which is super exciting to me. Like this is really, an option like this is really going to play into my purchasing, what am I trying to say? My purchases. There we go. My purchases. You know, trying to be more careful and curated with what I buy. And this will play into, you know, who I buy from, what I buy, you know, along with the yarn base, because this is the yarn base I like. It's a 75-25. And the fact that I won't have a lot of leftovers. I mean, leftovers are fine, but like 50 whole grams, it's a lot to put into a blanket or figure out what to do with 50 grams. So having this as an option, Shelly, I appreciate that so much, for me, who just loves the shorty socks and my newfound love and all that kind of stuff. So I love this. And I have purchased I do have other 50-gram skeins. I've talked about that from Area 51 Fibers. She doesn't do a lot of those. Those are like the leftovers when she's dyeing up her stripes. So you really have to be on the ball and snag those. They're not like these where you can buy them. straight away. So, and I do have a, I showed this last year at some point in time. I have a 50 gram of her, is it her USA colorway? It's an 4th of July colorway that I'm going to knit up this summer. And my last one that I bought is not, it's from her spring collection. This is called In Bloom. Isn't that beautiful? I saw this, and of course, because it was in a 50 gram, I was like, yes, please, I have to buy that. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. So, again, still being careful with what I purchase, but these were colors that I thought would make great shorties for me. So, there's that. Okay. So that's, oh, nope, I have one more purchase. So I just got this in the mail today. And this was definitely a splurge, but this is something that I've been wanting for a while, and I just keep missing the updates. So Margaret from Heidi and Lana, she sells Bulga baskets, Bulga totes in her shop every now and again when she has them. And I finally got one. So I got a Bulga tote from her update last week, and it just came today. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And it's pretty good size. I mean, I could fit a couple of projects in there. I haven't shaped it or anything. I really don't think it needs shaping, but yeah, I snagged that one. I thought the colors were pretty, and by the time I remembered that the shop update was happening, because she was having a splatter sock sets and these baskets, pretty much all of the other options were gone. But it's okay, because I like that one. So, okay, just a couple more things I want to talk about. Let's see. So, oh, I made some new bags. If you haven't seen these on Instagram, I did make a reel out of them. So here's one of them. I made myself some new blanket bags. Look at that. This is, as you can see, for my granny stitch projects. These are granny squares. This fabric. Is that not so adorable? Oh my goodness. And it is a zippered bag. And I actually put in my crochet granny projects in here. I have 2. And there's the inside fabric. This pretty, like, kind of purpley splattered paint looking fabric, which I thought went really well with it. And so I have this is my DK weight crochet granny stripe. Oh, and that reminds me, I completely forgot a half-finished object, a somewhat finished object, whatever you want to call it. I didn't show this. I showed this the last time, but I was not done with all of the colors, I don't think. So I finished adding in all of the Advent colors to this blanket. So, oh, here we go. It is so, so colorful. So this, yeah. So this color right here, this was the 25th day, the full skein. And then I had some sock leftovers that I added in there from my Valentine's Day socks. This color right here, this wine color, this was a mini that she sent me with an order. And yeah, so for now, this is going to be my Granite State Yarns blanket. I have lots of sock sets and yarn from her that I just need to knit up and have the leftovers to add. So, and for this, I'm using a 4mm actually for both of those. So that's why I have them in the same bag, because they're using the same hook size. So 4mm, this thing is huge. And I loved working on it. It was such a joy. I couldn't stop working on it. And yeah. So that'll be in hibernation for now, along with the other one, until I have more yarns to add to them. So this was the first bag. I actually have 2. So I also, because I couldn't decide what fabric I liked better, that one or this one. So it's a little bright, but it is a watercolor granny square fabric. Isn't that so fun? And it's also same zipper and the inside fabric, because I thought it matched very well. So I actually I kept one of each for myself, but I have one of each left, and I don't know what I should do with them. So should I put them up for sale? Should I do a pre-order for these? Because these work up really quick. Y'all tell me if you would like a big granny blanket bag for your blankets or your other projects, whatever, your other scrap projects. So there's those. And so I made another bag. So for those, obviously the corners have been cut out to box them, and I decided to use the corner scraps to make another bag. So I made this little scrappy quilted guy out of the corner pieces, and I put handles on it, and I just put one snap in the middle. I'm not super happy with how this piece turned out with the top. I think it's because I used purple thread for the top stitching, and I think it's okay. There's purple top stitching here in the quilted part, and I think that looks okay, but I think it takes away from this, but it's usable. And this is what's housing my granny stitch cowl that I'm working on. And I had leftovers of the fabric, so I just used all the same. So figured, why waste the corners when they were big enough to make another bag? So there's that. So the last couple things I want to talk about, I want to show you my yarns for my April cast-ons, like I talked about. One of them you already saw. So this will be an April cast-on, that Spring Bloom color from Daisy Stitch Co. I want to make some socks for myself out of that. Then this is the leftovers of the 25th day color from the Granite State Yarns Advent. This is called As Light Passes Through Glass. And, oh, there we go. You couldn't really see it in the blanket, but it's got all of these amazing colors in it on a gray base. And I think they're going to be beautiful socks. So these will probably be first because it's already caked up. And I will hopefully be able to cast that on April 1st. So I'm trying to finish those gift socks because that's like my reward, to cast on the socks for myself. And then the last one, I'm hoping to do all of 3 of these. I have been staring at this yarn since I got it last year at the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival, wanting and waiting for spring, mostly April, to cast it on, because to me it's very Easter eggy colors. Here it is. If you remember way back last year, this color, or this yarn that I got, isn't that not just the most beautiful? I cannot wait. Like, look at, you have this like stripe of yellow here. It's just so Easter to me. Anyway, so this is from Indigo Guinea Fiber. She had a yarn truck there, and I got a DK weight yarn. I haven't knit up yet either. And this, she calls this plum wine. I don't know why she named it that. This is not plum wine. Like, this should have been like Easter egg or something. So anyway, there's 100 grams of this. I'll have 50 grams left over, and I may be able to get a gift pair for the same person I'm making those other socks for. I'm waiting to see how much yarn that particular socks use up. So anyway, these are going to be hopefully the socks I make in April. I'm so excited for April. And who knows? Maybe there will be more, because honestly, my shorty recipe, I could probably knit, I think, a pair of those if that's the only thing I'm working on, in about 4 days. It takes me about, and that's going at like a moderate pace. If it was like a weekend, I could probably knock the pair out in a weekend if I was really trying hard. But 4 days, so I could maybe get a few pairs more than this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying to do anything crazy, but at least those 3, because I'm just trying to add to my shorty stash. So the very last thing I wanted to talk about was some bag combinations for fabric that I wanted to get an opinion on. So I was staring at this huge stack of fabric that I took pictures of and asked, I think in the last episode or the episode before, if anyone would be interested in purchasing the fabric from me, because I really didn't feel like working with it. And I didn't really get a response on that, and that's okay. But I had just let it sit there, and I was just kind of mulling over, you know, what I wanted to do with it. Did I want to give it away? Did I want to donate it? You know, what? And this idea came to me the other day, just kind of after staring at it. And I thought maybe that would be something cool, something different. So, for example, I have these 4 fabrics. So I have, so I have these 4 fabrics, and these are all like, these are like bugs, like ladybugs or whatever. So you have like a navy, black, and then like a light blue. And then this is, this is a bee themed fabric. So I was thinking I would cut these into strips and have the strips going like this, vertical, instead of patchwork like this, but they would have like a quilted pattern on them, and just make up some bags that way. And that way it's kind of like a scrappy bag, but it's like you know, like a summer theme, I guess, or whatever. It has like a theme to it, bugs, and then I would just find something cute to coordinate on the inside, maybe like a polka dot or something like that. So I was thinking of that one. So let me know what you think of that, because I think I have the same amount of all of this fabric, so I could get equal amounts. And then I have these other prints. So I have these arrow prints. I have this black arrow and a little bit of this red of the same. And then this arrow print as well. And then I have this arrow print, which is a cotton canvas. I was thinking of also doing up some strips, and maybe this one too. I made a purse out of this. Putting all of those together in the same fashion and doing a bag with that, or a bag type with that, like a scrappy bag. And then I have these 2 prints as well. These are Christmassy prints. There's like you're not gonna be able to see that at all. So this, yeah, you can see there's metallic snowflakes. This is just a snowflake fabric. And then this one, that's upside down. There you go. And I was thinking I have some other Christmas leftovers in there that I could cut into strips and add them to this as well, to just make like a Christmassy scrap bag. Not like the huge ones that I made, but I was maybe thinking of making some window bags. I don't really love making these, but I do have some leftover clear vinyl that I would like to use up. But I was thinking of making the vertical strip panel here, and then, because these are all different pieces here on the front, I could do like each one of them as a strip around, so it still coordinates with the back, and then just whatever in the inside. I was thinking that sounded, that'd be kind of fun. So let me know what you think about that idea. They wouldn't be coming quite yet because it would take me a little while to sew everything and assemble it, blah, blah, blah. But I thought that might be fun, because I know other people have asked me in the past if I'm going to make window bags again, and I don't love it. I really don't love sewing them. But I do have quite a bit of vinyl, because this uses hardly nothing, and I would love to use that up. So let me know what you think of that idea with the kind of scrappy looking things, because I do have a lot of scraps. Or if you don't like the window bag, I could certainly make it like a drawstring, with the contrast bottom, or a zipper or something. Yeah. So just some ideas I wanted to throw out there with you guys. It's been a while since we talked. And so Anyway, that is all that I have for today's video.
Editing Danielle here. I completely forgot to mention that I have a sale going on in my shop right now until March 31st. If you use the code SPRING at checkout, you can get 20% off of everything in the shop, including the sale section. And a few new bags have been added to that recently. So head on over and check that out. See if there's anything that you want and get an extra 20% off everything in the shop. So back to the video.
If you stuck around till the end, thank you so much. And I hope you guys are having a great day, a great month. Share with me in the comments what you've been working on, what projects you're loving right now, what future cast-ons might look like for you, or if you have any April plans planned out, or if you just kind of like, I just fly by the seat of my pants. And I think next time I'm going to talk about a tank top pattern that I have tons of plans for with yarn over here that I was thinking about the other day. I will talk about that next time because I might have cast it on by then. We'll see. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys coming to my channel and sharing a little bit of time with me. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.